Genuine love warms every heart. So it's the desire of everyone to find someone who loves and cares for them. Whenever someone finds a person who meets these criteria, they either settle in marriage or some sort of relationship, hoping to live happily ever after. The reality is that the happily ever after mantra is gradually becoming a mirage for the many people across the world. If you take a look at the global marriage statistics, for instance, two patterns will strike you. The overall number of marriages per 1,000 people dropped from about 8.01 in 1960 to somewhere around 4.84 in 2017. Now, over the same period, divorce rates increased more than 250%. Now, increasing divorce numbers simply means that more and more people are finding problems with their spouses and so are changing their minds about spending the rest of their lives together. Of the many reasons, incompatibility is the biggest cause of divorce. It accounts for about 44% of divorces across the world. The 44% actually means that for every 10 people who may be getting divorced today, incompatibility will be about half of all the reasons they will be citing if they part. Now, that actually implies that if you are able to find someone compatible with you, you will be about 50% into your dream of living happily ever after. That is the focus of this episode of Wisdom Diary. And so in this episode, I want to share 3 things you should know before you pop the big question or say yes to anyone. Number 1, know yourself. You know, the key to having a better partner generally starts with you. Before you pop the big question to anyone or answer yes to one, ask yourself 3 simple questions. Who am I? Where am I headed? What do I want in this life? Your answers will usually translate into your understanding of your purpose, your direction, and your worth, which have important bearing on who you need to be fulfilled. In other words, knowing your purpose should be your first step to identifying your partner. Incompatible purpose between any 2 people certainly means that one will be frustrated and will one day have to walk away. The Bible's story of creation in Genesis, in which God created Eve from the rib of the man whilst he slept, is filled with stunning revelations. Taking the rib from inside the man to make him his life mate suggests that your best partner will be a reflection of who you are inside. Getting the best partner therefore starts with becoming a better you and not being pretentious about it. Number 2, know your partner. Everybody knows they need to know their partner, but why do we always fail at it? Well, my sense is that most people, especially young people, attempt to know their partners the wrong way. You know, before I left college, one of my sociology professors told my class something that has stuck with me my entire life. He said, when in a relationship, don't go looking for how good your partner is. Rather, check for how bad that person can be or is. The logic is that the good sides of your spouse will never give you any headaches when you settle. It is always their weaknesses that make living with them a hell. So instead of focusing on their strengths whilst in a relationship, rather focus on their weaknesses. Until you know how bad a person can be when they lose it in this life, you don't know them enough to be ready to commit the rest of your life to them. Now, once you know how bad this person can be, you either check if that person can change and is genuinely ready to change, or assess yourself if you have what it takes to cope with those weaknesses, especially if you are not sure the person is going to change. If that person isn't going to change and you know you can't cope, you must as well simply walk away, because you will certainly have to do the walking one day if you keep around. And yes, I mean walk. Because it is better to walk away before a marriage than after the marriage, when it becomes very complicated emotionally, spiritually, and physically. A person might have weaknesses sometimes, but you see, perfection is a relative concept. The relationship between you and your perfect match is like a bowl and a lid. The lid of a bowl might have an ugly shape, but that is only so relative to those bowls that are not meant for it. That lid, which is ugly for one bowl, is the same lid that is a perfect fit for another bowl that is built to accommodate its shape. Number 3, know what you want. You know, life is like a village marketplace. If you don't know what you want, it can appear to be an environment of chaos. If you know what you want, however, you can always locate it within what might otherwise seem like confusion to certain minds. Once you know what you want, go for it. But make sure you measure the success of that relationship on the basis of what you went in for and nothing else. If you went after money into a relationship, then don't assess the success of that relationship on the basis of saying how happy you are, because you may have the money and not be happy. It's also unfair to attempt to change the marking scheme of your marriage after the script is already written by your choice. So, let what you want guide you, and then measure your success or otherwise by it. You know, finding a perfect match might make strong demands of you. But remember that despite the sacrifices you might make and will have to make, your step in the right direction will never take you to the left. Thanks for watching this episode, and please do remember to subscribe to our channel. God bless you.